Good evening, everyone. Can you listen to me?
Good evening, Ms. Encinas. Yes, I can.
Thank you. And I don't know if you can watch my screen.
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, today is the last class, the last theoretical class, and we're talking about presentations. Maybe, Sergio, could you help me here?
Of course. Data presentation 1. Referring to a table or figure in an article, you can write figure 1, table 1. X is shown in, shows X, figure 1, table 1. In a presentation, you can use the same expressions, or you can say, as you can see in table 1. Comparing variables. When you refer to a table, you will often need to compare one variable with another. X was twice. X was 3 times. As effective, as common, as Y.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, here, comparing variables. When you refer to a table, you will often need to compare one variable with another. For example, X was twice as effective as Y is one example. Or X was 3 times as common as Y. Okay? There's just an example. Ale Macias, can you help me here?
Yes, teacher. Or you may need to compare the same variable at different times. The number of X in 2000 was doubled or tripled 3 times that in 1990 there was a twofold or threefold increase in the number of X between 90 or 200. 2000, sorry. The number of X increased twofold, threefold. The number of X tripled between 20 or 20 are 2000. Approximately when referring to the data present of the slide, numbers are often wrote, for example, for 41.3 becomes 41 or 40. When this is done, it's common to use expression of approximation. Side effects were reported by Rodley, some 40 patients.
Okay, thank you so much. As you can see, we have here the number of X in 2000 was double, triple, or 3 times that in 1990. There was a twofold or threefold increase in number of X between 1990 and 2000. The number of X increased twofold or threefold between 1990 and 2000. Or the number of X doubled or trebled between 1990 and 2000. Okay, do you understand these words or do you have any questions? Do you understand what twofold and threefold means?
Is it like 2 times as
Yes,
much or 3 times as much, or what does it
yes,
mean?
yes, that's the meaning. 3 times or 2 times. Okay, it's the same. Twofold, threefold. We can say also 100-fold. It will mean 100 times. Is there any other question?
Thank you, Ms. Encinas.
Thank you. Any word you don't understand?
No, teacher.
Oh, here we have side effects were reported by about around approximately and roughly. Do you understand the word roughly?
Is it like saying almost or something similar?
Yes, it's the same. Okay, thank you, Sergio. Perfect. Let's continue then. Sergio, can you read this part?
Yes, of course. Numbers are frequently presented as fractions or percentages, even when the exact number is given. Roughly 2/3 of patients reported side effects. 55 or some 2/3 of patients reported side effects.
When
When you want to emphasize a number, for example, 9.8%, you can say almost 10%, nearly 10%, more than 9%, over 9%, just under 9%, 10%, sorry. And when you want to make the number seem small, less than 10%.
Okay, thank you. I think it's clear, but I don't know if you have any questions here. Can we continue then?
Yes, teacher.
Thank you. Okay. Mateo, can you read this part, please?
Okay. Data presentation 2. Line graphs. Notice the verbs used to describe changes over a period of time. Rise, increase, or go up. Fall, drop, decrease, or go down. Reach a peak, remain the same. Notice the difference. Rise sharply, or rise steeply, or rise rapidly. And then is rise steadily or rise gradually.
Okay, thank you so much. As you can see, we have here rise, increase, or go up, but it's not the same as this one. This means rise sharply, steeply, or rapidly. Okay? And here we have rise steadily or gradually. It seems that is not so fast. Do you have any questions here? Nothing?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue then. Vale Guerra, can you read this part, please?
Sure. Pie charts. Pie charts are effective ways of showing the relationship of parts to a whole. The complete circle of pi represents the whole, while the parts are represented by segments or slices. In this pie chart, which shows a health authority cost, the orange slide represents cost of hospital services. So hospital services account for 60% of the cost, I'm sorry.
Okay. No worries. Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions here? Now we understand that this is a pie chart. Okay. Any questions for vocabulary?
No, teacher.
Thank you. Rina, can you read this part?
Yeah. Yes. Describing trends. The bar chart below shows the prevalence of HIV in different countries. HIV rates have fallen in some countries as a result of safer sex, but the overall trend is an increase in HIV infections. The steepest increases in HIV infection occur in Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and East Asia, but sub-Saharan Africa continue to be the most affected part of the world. Adult infection rates in Kenya have dropped from a peak of 10% in the late 1990s to 7% in 2003. HIV rates in pregnant women in Zimbabwe also fell over the past 2 years.
Okay, thank you. 2003.
2000. Thank you.
We have this word steepest. It means that it was rapidly the increase in this case. Okay. In Spanish, who can tell me which should be the word in Spanish? Okay, abruptamente. Do you have any questions here?
I think no, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Reina. Let's continue. And maybe, Carla Calle, can you help me here, please?
Yes, teacher. Research articles, the structure of our research articles. Research articles are typically divided into 4 main sections: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. This sometimes called the IMR AD, a structure of articles. The introduction contains background information. In other words, it reminds the reader what is already known about the subject. It includes information about pre-explain what has not been investigated previously. Finally, there is usually views studies and a statement of the objective or purpose of the research, why they did it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, these diminutives, IMRAD, it's because of this introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Okay? Do you have any questions here?
No, teacher.
Carla Barta, can you read, please?
Okay. In the case of clinical research, the method section gives details of the people who were studied, the participants in the research. The method section also contains information about any intervention carried out. For example, medication, advice, operation. It gives details of the steps taken in the study, how the participants were chosen, and includes the main things measured, such as blood levels. Finally, there is information about the statistical analysis. The results section tells what was found, the findings of the study. The discussion section contains explanation and claims for the importance of the study. It may also list limitations or parts of the study which were unsatisfactory and suggest what research needs to be done in the future. There is usually a conclusion, which is sometimes a separate section. At the end of most articles, there is a short section called acknowledgement. In this, the authors thank people who have helped them in their research. Finally, there is a list of references, the books and articles which the authors have used.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any questions for vocabulary here?
No.
Okay. Just this word findings, okay? At the end of the most articles, there is a short section called acknowledgements. Do you know what is an acknowledgement? Nobody?
It's like the section in the article when you recognize the work of every institution or people that work in the product.
Yes.
Study.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mateo. Or you express your gratitude. Okay? Perfect. Can we continue then?
Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay. Jethro, can you read this part, please?
Yes, teacher. Objectives. Statements about objectives often contain the following verbs. Assess, we assess whether, determine. The aim of our study was to determine whether, investigate, we investigate we evaluate, this study evaluate the main findings. The discussion section usually begins with the summary of the main findings. This is related to the objective of the study. Typical verbs include show, we have shown that, confirm, our study confirmed that, provide evidence, these findings provide strong evidence that, if the results are less certain, suggest, these results suggest that, and with negative results, failed to, this study failed to show that.
Okay, thank you. As you can see, we have a lot of statements. And assess, for example, is to evaluate in this case. Okay. Do you have any questions here?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Continue. Claudia. Hi, Claudia. Can you read this part, please?
Yes, teacher. Good night. Abstracts. Structured abstracts. An abstract is a type of summary and may be found in special collections of abstracts, such as medicine, or in conference programs, as well as the beginning of a research article. Many journals require contributors, authors wishing to publish their articles in the journal, to provide a structured abstract. An abstract which is divided into specific sections. The BMJ abstract, the British Medical Journal structured abstract is divided into the following sections: objective, design, setting, subjects, main outcome measure, results, and conclusion.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, this word is contributors. Okay.
Signatures. Okay, thank you.
The BMJ abstract is the British Medical Journal. Structured abstract is divided into following sections. As you can see, objective, design, setting, subjects, main outcome measures, results, and conclusions. Do you have any questions here?
No, teacher.
Perfect. Let's continue. Thank you, Rina. Okay, who can help me here? I don't know if you can read this part. Jorge, can you read this, please? I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yes, I'll try. Age at retirement and long-term survival of an industrial population perspective cohort. Is this, I'm not sure. Study, okay, objective. To assess whether early retirement is associated with better survival. Design, long-term perspective, cohort study. Setting, petroleum and petrochemical industry, United States. Subjects, past employees of shale oil who retired ages 55, 60, and 65 between January 1973 and 31 December 2003. Main outcome measure, hazard ratio of death adjusted for sex, year of entry year to study, and socioeconomic status. Results, subjects who retired early at 55 and who were still alive at 65 had a significantly higher mortality than those who retired at 65. Hazard ratio 1.37, 95% confidence interval 1.09 to 1.73. Mortality was also significantly higher for subjects in the first 10 years after retirement, at 55 compared with those who continued working. 1.89, 1.58 to 2.27. After adjustment, mortality was similar between those who retired at 60 and those who retired at 65. 1.06, 0.92 to 1.22. Mortality did not differ from the first 5 years after retirement at 60, compared with continuing work at 60. 1.04, 0.82 to 1.31. Conclusions, retiring early at 55 or 60 was not associated with better survival than retiring at 65 in a cohort of past employees of the petrochemical industry. Mortality was higher in employees who retired at 55 than in those who continued working.
Okay, thank you so much. As you can see, this is an example, and we have the objective, the design, setting, subjects, main outcome measure, results, and conclusions. Okay, do you have any questions here? I know it's full of numbers, but I think you can understand. It's just an example. I don't know if anybody made an article or something like that. Nobody yet?
I'm sorry, teacher, what is the question?
If you already made an article, you wrote one?
I made an articles, but not in English.
Okay, but you usually use this
Yes, according with the structure, yes, I use that. I use the same structure for the article.
okay, you didn't add anything else?
Yes, teacher. I about the article based researchment. I read some article from some journal. Is that the British Journal of Medicine? I think the same. Yeah, the British Medical Journal. I read different articles. It's not very interesting what you read because for the different part is very structured and the language is very technical.
Yes, it is. Okay, Rina, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's continue then. Melanie, can you read this part, please?
Yes, Miss. The structure of a presentation, conference, or congress presentations are typically divided into IMRD section, see Unit 57. If the presentation has a different form, the speaker may start by outlining its structure. This helps to orientate the audience. For example, I'll begin by first of all, I'll then, secondly, or finally, I. Many speakers like to start a new section with a signal. Now, moving on to X, as far as X is concerned, an alternative technique is to use a question. How did we investigate this problem? To introduce method, or what did we find to introduce results? Or how does this compare with previous studies to introduce?
Okay, Melanie, thank you so much. As you can see, here we have some examples for our conference presentations. Okay, do you have any questions here? First of all, can you listen to me well?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, thank you. No questions here?
No, I think no.
Okay. Let's continue. Vale Mercado, can you read this part, please?
Yes, teacher. The introduction. A formal way of beginning is, I'd like to present to you the results of our research into. Many speakers prefer to begin in a less formal way. When we first began to look into the question of X, we thought, and you might wish to begin with a generalization of reference to shared knowledge. Like it's well known that many studies have shown that X has established clearly that.
Okay, thank you. Also, we have here another examples to make the introduction. Do you have any questions for vocabulary? Or maybe you can add here another way to make an introduction. No questions?
No, teacher.
Okay. Okay, signaling. Other signals that you may wish to give include emphasizing. I'd like to emphasize listing points. Firstly, or maybe secondly, referring to slides. These slides shows giving examples, for instance, or maybe making comparisons, such as contrasting. On the other hand, in contrast, however, the conclusion. It is important to end well, for example, by summing up the main conclusions. So we can see, in conclusion, I like to say, and by, to sum up. These studies show, or finally, these studies show. Okay? Do you have any questions here?
No, teacher.
Okay. I have a question here. What is to sum up? Who can tell or tell us?
Like to summarize everything, like a summary of everything.
Okay. Okay, Sergio, thank you. No more questions? Nothing?
No, teacher.
Weimar, can you read the part, please? Okay. Rina, can you read this part, please?
Yes, teacher. Sections of a case presentation. In case presentation, a doctor presents the details of a patient case to colleagues at a clinical meeting in a hospital. A typical case presentation is divided into the following sections. Introduction, example language. I'd like to present Mr. Simpson. Patient's age and occupation. 34 years old plumber, presenting symptoms and duration, who presented with a 1 month history of restlessness, associated symptoms. He also complained of ankle swelling, which he had for 2 weeks. Past medical history. There was no relevant past history. Social history. He was married with 1 son. He smoked 25 cigarettes a day and drank about 50 units of alcohol per week. Family history. His father died of myocardial infarction at the age of 42. His mother was alive and well. Finding on examination. On examination, he was obese. Investigation results. We did a chest x-ray which showed diagnosis. So we thought he had treatment. We gave him intravenous furosemide and outcome, what happened, he responded to treatment and was discharged home.
Okay, thank you, Rina. Just one thing. On examination, he was obese. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. As you can see, this is a case presentation. I know it maybe you can have another way to say it or to start from another part, or maybe you can add something that is missing here in your experience. Nobody. Everything is the same when you make a case presentation.
I think, teacher, the section is the same, but depends in one moment I present the patient. For example, the patient comes at the hospital in the like an emergency or in a situation, very serious. When I present the patient, I start with what I do in the emergency area, and after that I use the same section, but what I do with the patient in the cuando está hospitalizado, when I translate the patient, the emergency to the section.
Okay. Okay, Rina, thank you so much. Do you have any questions for vocabulary here?
No, teacher.
Thank you, Rina. Let's continue then. Okay, Jorge, can you read this part, please?
Of course, bedside presentation, a less formal type of case presentation, can take place at a patient's bed. For example, during ward rounds, when the house officer presents a new patient to the consultant, or in a teaching ward round, when a medical student presents a case to the tutor. This type of presentation begins less formally. Examples, this is Mr. Simpson. He's 34 and he's a plumber. He came into the hospital yesterday, sent by his GP. He's complaining of breathlessness, which he's had for 1 month. Slides. In a formal presentation, the main points are usually summarized on slides. Mr. Simpson, 34, plumber, CO dyspnea, 112, ankle swelling, 2/52, SH married with 1 son, 25 cigarettes per day, 50 units alcohol per week, pH nil relevant, FH father, and diet 42, myocardial infarction, motor A and W, OE, obese, 2 spider navy on chest, P is like pulse 100 per minute regular, blood pressure 100/60, CXR, enlarged heart, and bilateral pleural effusions.
Okay, thank you so much. As you can see, when we make a slide presentation that is formal, we will make a summarize. Here we have the social history, the family history, what we already saw, okay? And for example, when we talk about radiographies, maybe RX or clinical history, CLX in my case, okay? It is referring to those abbreviations. Okay. Okay, we already finished. Do you have any questions here about the topic of today? I hope you can listen to me well. I don't know what is going on with my connection those days. Okay. No questions? Everything is clear?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Weimar, I'm sorry, thank you. Weimar, do you have any questions?
Teacher.
Do you have any questions, Weimar? Everything. I'm sorry. Weimar, can you listen to me? Okay. Okay. Well, Weimar asked something. Maybe I can send to you my questionnaire. Please let me know if you can see it. Okay. Okay. Don't forget that on Monday we have the final test, please. Two more. I don't know who cannot see the questionnaire.
Yes, teacher, we can see.
Okay, thank you. Who cannot send the questionnaire? Okay, 14 and one more. Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, today for the practical class, remember who is going to have the class today? Carla Calle, Andrés, Claudia, Jethro, Carla Barta, Vale Guerra, and Ale Macías. Right?
Right, teacher.
Yes. Right, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you so much. Or Vale Mercado, Mateo, Jorge, Rina, Sergio, Jocelyn Weimar, and Melanie tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, and see you tomorrow.
See you, teacher.
Thank you.
See you. Thank you.
Night.
Bye, bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye, teacher.
Hi, Andres.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Okay, Andres, do you have any questions for today's class?
Not always clear.
Okay. Okay, when you read an article, which section do you read first and why?
Well, when I read an article, I see, for example, introduction, results, and conclusions. It's the most important for an article.
Okay, do you think the most important part is conclusions
Conclusions and results.
and results? That's the main part you read. Okay, what do you think makes a good presentation, in your opinion?
For me, a good presentation it's for example, it's the person talk claramente,
Clearly.
clearly, so clearly, so clearly. The topic is easy to understand.
Okay. Using easy words, but since we are studying medicine, or you in this case, you already know the technical jargons, right?
Yes.
Then you just have to understand, try to understand, even though there are no words, there are no easy words. So you can learn and apply.
Yes, in medicine exist technical words and it's complicated use easy words. But I think that, for example, some doctors explain the technical words easily and not
complex.
Not complex the topic.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, perfect. It has not is due to the technical jargon. It's due to the way the doctor explains, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what else do you think? You see, make himself understand. What else do you think it's a good presentation, or makes a good presentation?
Well, it's important the way of a presentation is organized. Organized. Try to follow some steps for presentation.
Okay. Do you think the loudness of voice will do a difference, or will make a difference in this case?
Yes, the person that present a topic must talk clearly and the voice are loud.
Okay. And maybe the body language, you think it's something important or no?
The language?
The body language. For example, someone with the hands on the pocket, or someone who is sit and or someone who is walking. What do you think it's better?
I think that it's some important corporal language. Try to explain with hands, try to express the way that explain the topic with all the body, and try not to stay static or in just estar firme, solo estar firme.
Okay. Stay still. Okay. Better to move, in your opinion, right?
Yeah. Sí.
Okay. Perfect. And how do you make a presentation?
I have a particular way to present something because I move much in my classroom. It's because I'm so nervous when I present something. I try to move my hands, try to wait all my classmates, and try to wait. Try to see my teacher and explain to all the persons in the class.
Okay. But you have to be careful with that because people can get distracted with your hands or if you're making some movements.
Yes, probably they're distracted with my hands or with my body around to the class.
Yes. So now you have to improve this part or that part, right? You have to try to walk, of course, if you want, in order to know that there is a space you have and you can use it, but not distracting people from the topic you're explaining because it will be negatively for you. Okay?
Yes, I try to apply.
Okay. Can you present a patient with all the details we already?
Well, I tried. For example, this is Miss Patricia. She is 52 years old. She has 2 sons. She works at school. She presents hypertension, has
hypertension,
and they has a cesárea.
Cesárea, okay.
Cesárea. It's she has articulation problems.
Okay. Okay, what else?
She married with she's married. She has 40 brothers, 4 brothers.
Okay.
She has a bad nutrition.
Okay. Remember, you have to say in order the things you think are relevant for your presentation. So I know you can make it better. Can you go once more?
For relevant. Well, this is Albert. Albert is he is 20 years old. He presents obesity. He don't take any medication right now. Don't present any problems in their health. She has a son. It's married and work like like she works in a school too.
Okay. Okay, you said he is an administrator, and you already told me this, the signs and symptoms.
He don't present any symptoms, but he uh, he has obesity.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Andres, but I cannot listen to you very well right now. I don't know if you can listen to me well.
Yes,
Yes?
I can. Yes.
Okay, that's why I turn off my camera, okay? In order to listen better to you. And okay, which parts specifically do you think are the most important or the most relevant to make a presentation of the patient?
With the presentation patient?
Yes.
I think that the most important is the pathology that present my patients and their social story.
Okay.
I think that's
And remember that you have to tell everything about your patient, the medical history, the social history, and the diagnosis in the treatment. Okay, you're making a case presentation. Don't forget about that.
Okay.
Okay, Andres. Do you have any other question? Did you have the chance to make your practices?
The test, the formulary that sends in
The
the group.
formulary, yes, those are the practices.
Yes, I try to study to do my questionnaire for the thing of my results. I want to good result to try has a good note with my final test.
Okay. Okay, you still have time until Sunday, right? I told you. So try to make it with calm. Try to read the book a little bit. It's something to practice so you cannot forget anything at the test on Monday. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Can you see my questionnaire, Andres?
Yes, I can see.
Please fill it for me and I will take a picture. Okay. Okay. One more and I'll let you go. Remember, tomorrow we don't have classes, okay?
Okay, teacher.
And see you on Monday. You have those days to study, so please do it. If there is something that you don't understand, you can ask, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Andres. Thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you, teacher. Have a good night too.
Care, bye-bye. Hi, Claudia. Good evening again.
Hi, teacher. Good evening.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. You can see me now.
Yeah.
If something is bad with the connection, I will turn off my camera, okay?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, Claudia, when you make a research of an article, which section do you read first and why?
Well, I read first the resume of the article because I can figure it out what are the objectives of the article, where later what was the hypothesis maybe, and the findings that the authors will have. Also with the resources, also to see the results. And after that, I read the complete article to understand which resources or which bibliography or which
The method.
another articles that they compare or another studies to understand and validate the articles for the subject that I read it.
Okay.
Because we have so many articles that are garbage also.
Yes. Okay. So, did you have the chance to write an article or help somebody, maybe contribute with somebody?
I didn't write exactly an article, but I did I summarized like in an article my final investigation work or project of the residents of anesthesiology.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hard work. I really hate it. Investigation methodologies is a pain in the ass,
Yeah, yeah, it is.
It's one of the parts
So
of the
complicated. There are a lot of versions, new versions of this, and it's so hard to understand and to rewrite an article or maybe another research. It's so hard.
Yeah, and put every single phrase that it had to be with the number of exactly of the bibliography that you using. It's very boring. I really hate it.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah. Did you, teacher, write an article?
Yes, I help. I contribute to make an article. We made an investigation. Actually, I was the case presentation. I was the patient, but I also made the research. So we did a lot of work with that.
And it was one case.
Yeah, one case, but I have to look forward if there was another cases like mine in some other places. So I had to look in, I don't know, I think I know Germany, Romania, and Portuguese. I don't know. It was hard.
And made a comparison for them.
Yes, but there were no cases like mine. So it was interesting at the end of the day. Maybe one in Brazil, I think. I don't know. I didn't make the following, but I will.
Yeah, here in Bolivia, it's not so appreciated, I think. But for example, the United States, I read that in the whole residence, you have to go to the hospital specifically to produce or to do these articles.
Wow, that would
I
be
like that.
awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's so challenging. I think so.
But it's, I think it's a necessity because, for example, I didn't do a thesis at the end of of my career. I just made a grade test or exam in front of people with someone. Okay, you come. I will do this, and I just make a case presentation and give the diagnose, and they were telling me if it was good or bad, and just that. And when
That sounds lovely.
yes, and scary at the same time.
Yeah,
But
because
travel. Oh, continue.
no, for example, in my residence, I had to do it, and also in the whole university, I had to do investigation projects. So, for example, my investigation project, it was the variation of levels of glucose during surgeries in 3 years, and I made a comparison about the hemoglobin glucosylate and the capillary glucose and the central glucose in patients of all the surgeries of the hospital in 3 years. And it was so exhaustive, for the statistics. I hire an statistic to introduce the data of the patients, and I with that results I might have to make the I don't remember the word that we
the conclusions,
the pie charts.
Okay.
To do the pie charts. Also describe the trends during the surgeries.
We have to learn how to use Excel.
Yes, which variation I have with just normal surgeries and urgency surgeries, the changes that it'll have, So defend that project. I think I did it well because it was my entrance also to the Anesthesiology Society in La Paz. I present the same job, the same investigation, but I don't know, I hate it.
Yeah, it was hard. I was telling you that the trouble is that when you didn't usually do this kind of work, like research or thesis investigation, the problem is when you have to do a master or a postgrad.
Yeah.
I had that problem. I made a master and I was almost crying. Yeah. And I had to study again a lot of things because it wasn't have so much relation with my career. It was most administrative, so I had to study, to learn calculus, to learn statistics again. Oh, it was awful. And I learned after the university.
And did you remember?
Yes, of course. I finished last year, and recently I received my title. But of course, I remember I cannot forget those things because it will be so.
It was your nightmares on that night.
I think investigation is a little bit easier. I like make case presentations, for example, but for that you have to make research of the things which you will compare with other cases. You have to I don't know, make so many objectives and hypotheses and solve of all the things. In my case, I have to do practical things. So
Oh, it was so hard, but you did it.
yes,
So
thank God.
yeah, that's so cool, teacher. No, I
Mhm.
think, yeah, the presentation of cases, for example, to do that comparison, yeah, it really helps you. For me, for example, it really helps you. It really helps me, for example, when I have critical patients, and sometimes you always have complications, but you have to know to how to solve that complications. But when you have that practice to to realize which is the problem, what are the possibilities that what could be the reason that complication happened, and you remember another cases, and you speak with your colleagues if they have another patients that have maybe a similar complication, and you start reading, you can find an answer and explain why happened that complication. I think that's the I really love it because it's like investigate and analyze in your head, and finding the reasons, and you had to know it, and you had to do it fast with the complication.
Yes, you have to take control of the situation.
Yeah, when the
In your
complications,
case, especially.
yeah, when the complications are, for example, my one of the doctors that I work day by day have a complication this Monday with a patient that couldn't wake up, and we think that she maybe have an stroke, and we're finding reasons which happened during the anesthesia, what are the antecedents, how if she has reflex, which kind of reflex, and we analyze everything. And finally, we had the conclusion that she has a syndrome of low debit on her heart. So that's maybe the reason that she had a short hypoperfusion in her brain after the surgery, and that's what the reason that she has a long wake up, that we call it. She wake up of the anesthesia maybe in 4 or 5 hours after the surgery. That it's not normal.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, and she's okay.
How
But
scary for their
sorry.
family. How scary for the family.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the most important is what we talk about the last class about to empathy, and to explain them which happened, which can be the reasons, and to be honest, and maybe when you give the information to the family at the right time, most of the time they understand you. And they understand what happened on the things. But if you don't say nothing, and you go with, I don't know, your family is dead, I think there
Oh
is
no. Yeah,
they
when
don't
it happens,
really
it's
expect what
complicated.
happened.
Yes.
When you speak before and during and after the proceed, they understand.
Yes, that's right, Cloud. Okay. Remember, tomorrow we don't have classes with you, okay?
Okay, teacher. We have to complete the practices until Friday, I think so.
Until Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
You
And
have time.
the test is on Monday. And
Monday.
the
Yes.
final test. And we finish
Final.
the.
Yes.
Oh, too
And
sad. I will miss you.
oh, I will miss you too. Okay, but we will be in contact, okay?
Okay, teacher.
So you can tell me about your cases. And
Okay.
maybe I can tell you about mine.
Yes, okay, teacher.
Okay,
Bye.
Claudia. Have a great night. Bye.
You too. Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye. Hi, Jethro.
Uh-oh. Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Jethro. Thank you so much for waiting. Do you have any trouble with your camera?
Yes, teacher. It's in the connection. One moment, please.
Okay. If you cannot solve it, no worries, okay?
I think that is working now. I think.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay.
Okay, Jethro. When you read a research article, which section do you read first and why?
Maybe the introduction because it's resume. That's what is the word?
Resume.
Okay. The resume of all the article, right? And you can see for example, what is the disease, treatment, and population. It is more often the disease, for example, and I think that is more important for the first. We can see in the article, maybe in medicine. I think that is important, more important than another.
Okay, perfect. Well, I of course you are in pre-grade, but do you have the chance to make some research for any kind of article or something like that?
Not articles, but I can say, for example, right, when we conclude the internship, we do not an article, but I don't know how to say in English. It's monografía.
Monography.
Monography. We do university and make us to monography. One of us, one of, and for example, I do for my monography for I don't know how to say infecciones respiratorias,
respiratory infections.
Right? Okay, thank you.
Respiratory
Infection in children's, right? And that is my, for example, monography. It's not the same to article, but I do something like that in the university. And I think that is common to do in another universities. For example, I am for UNICEN, Universidad Central, and I another friends. They are from Univalle or Udabol. It's the same. We do the same monography too. And there is more. It's not the same for article, but it's something like that, I think.
Yes, I did it too. And it is less than a thesis, right? It's a little bit shorter than a thesis.
Yes,
it's important. Yeah, it's important to make it in practice. Here, my advice: you have to take into consideration methodology investigation, because it's so hard after after the university to try to do research, and you get stuck on that part. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not good in that. I don't like that.
Nobody was good on that. That's why you have to take a look on YouTube and try to compare and make some questions to your doctor, the person who is giving you this subject. It's so important. Believe me, it's really important.
Yes, teacher. For example, I would like to do I don't know how to say to doctorado or diplomado.
PhD. A PhD. Wow.
Yes, then I think I have a lot of troubles with that when I do it because the methodology of investigation are normal, then I know how to say rules of APA that
Yeah, APA norms. Those are the worst. And there are Vancouver for us in medicine. Yeah, I had to use it too. It was so awful.
Yes.
But that's why I recommend to you, I seriously recommend to you that you have the chance to watch on YouTube videos about that. And you will understand better and ask questions to your doctor because it's important. After this, you won't have so much trouble. Once you get it, the rest will be easy.
Yes, for example, for my monography, it's a norm and rules of APA.
Mm-hmm.
I think in another universities use the Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're learning one norm or type of norm, in this case APA, it's so hard to go to Vancouver. It's not as different, but yeah, it is. So it's a little bit tricky there if you don't understand well.
I understand. Nah, and Vancouver.
I was like you, believe me. I was like you. I was the, why am I doing this? Why am I even staying here listening to these people? I don't know what they are talking about. But years after, I mean, like 9 years after, I need it. And do you know how hard it is to make to try to remember to start from the beginning? It was really hard. That's why I recommend to you to practice, to make some monographies, investigations, articles, and everything as much as you can to practice. Maybe, do you think this is good? What is wrong and why? And you will know. And it will help you a lot.
Yes, teacher, I think I will need a I don't know how to say tutor.
Tutor. Yes,
Oh,
but the person who is, you will always have a tutor. But sometimes tutors are like, okay, I like this way, so you will have to do it this way. Another are like, oh, no worries. In a way, you can. You just send it to me. I will send it back after make a little check, and that's all. But you don't know. Nobody is the same. So the use of APA norms, method of investigation, and those things, you have to know it. In case your tutor likes one way or another. Okay?
and I think that is the problem.
Yes. Yes, probably. But it's better if you understand every single thing and you won't have any trouble making one or another way that they tell you. Okay?
Yes, teacher. Medicine is complicated, and it's more. But I think it is more complicated with these articles.
Yeah.
Research and all
but it's part of that. Maybe when you go out from the university, you will make some, or you will see a lot of cases. And if you find one that you are interested in, of course you will be like, I have to share this with people. It has to be something popular for them to know and apply this treatment or these cases or everything. So that's why you will be like, oh, I have to make some research and use what I don't like to use. But there will be a time that you will have to, for sure, especially if you want to make an specialization, because you have to defend your work, right? Your research, your investigation. So you have to.
I think, for example, in the area of health, for example, medicine, it's more, I don't know how to say that word, but it's more, what's this? It's it's more interesting. I don't know how to say. Maybe it's more interesting.
Interesting.
Yes. Because we see the disease or the sickness in the people, and I think that is more interesting and for do these articles. But at the same time, it's for me it's boring. It's so boring to do this something the papers and all with for example the rules of APA. I don't like it too much, but I will like.
Yeah.
You say?
But I like it.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I have the same thought as you. It's interesting because we like the practical things. We have to be on campus, right? Not behind reading all the time or making that stuff or papers or that kind of work, administrative maybe. Well, I like it, but maybe for most of the people who study medicine or odontology, maybe they want to be with their patients, try to solve things with the things they learn. And that's interesting too, applying, making some investigation. If it works, if it not, it's interesting too.
Yes, that's why I want to do surgery. That's why I choose surgery for a specialization.
Yeah.
By specialization, ¿no? Especialidad.
Specialization, yes, or a specialty.
For specialty, I don't like to. I like to see my patients and fix that problems.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit and write the papers or the clinical history. I don't like that too much.
No, you will let your maybe a nurse to make that stuff, and you will just go to the yeah, to the operatory room and wait with your gloves. That's all, with the time.
Yes, it's the best part of the medicine for me.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good thing. So you don't have to wait if the patients come or not, right? You just do your job, see the things clearly, and make sure the patient is well with your work. That's okay. Jethro, I don't know if you can see my questionnaire.
Yes, teacher, I can see.
Thank you so much. And remember, tomorrow we won't have classes with you.
The practical class, right?
Yes, the practical class, and it will be or I will see you on Monday directly, okay?
On the theoretical class, right? Oh, on the final test.
The final test. And please make your practices, okay?
Oh, yes, teacher.
Yes, you were forgetting about that.
Yes.
You have to make your practices, okay?
Sorry, teacher. Yes. I forget.
Until Sunday, please.
Yes, teacher.
It will help you to remember a lot of things, okay?
Oh, okay, teacher. That's good. Thank you.
Okay, and work with the book.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Perfect.
teacher. Thank you so much for all the advice and for the classes. It's a it's good, and I learned a lot in this.
Okay, thank you.
of the classes too. Thank you so much, and for the patience, for learn and for all teacher. And
Okay, thank you.
I hope you have a good night and good and everything in your life, teacher. Thank you so much.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you for your words. Thank you so much. You have been such a good student. I hope to see you someday in your operating room doing what you like. Okay, and go ahead. You will eat. Thank you so much. Have a great night and see you on Monday.
Yes, teacher. Bye. Have a good night too.
Bye bye. Hi, Carlita. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss.
How are you? Are you okay?
So.
Why? I think you are a little bit tired, or you got flu or something.
Yes. Yesterday I tested positive for COVID.
No way, but you're okay.
Yes. So as I said last week, I had a program surgery today, but for because I have COVID, it's we have to do this, another other day, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, you have to be so good. But are you feeling well, or do you have pain or something?
Well, I only have maybe I don't remember how to say rhinorrhea.
Rhinorrhea. It's the same. Just a
Yes, rhinorrhea and maybe headache and odinophagia, but I don't remember. And that's I think
okay, but and then it's better than if you were like with pain in your whole body, and that stuff is so bad, right?
Yes.
Okay, Carlita, let's do it fast then, so you can rest.
Thank you.
When you read an article, which part do you read and why?
Well, first I read, I think, the introduction or maybe objectives.
Okay.
Yes, I think the introduction is the most, how can I say, llamativo?
The most, okay, continue.
Okay, because it's like a summary of the topic, of the main topic, I think. So you can see the, how can I say, como un pantallazo.
It give us a little shot of what is going to be the article.
Yes, I think that, and the objectives also, because they you can see what's going, what is I think I am, how can I say redundant in the same, because you
read down.
Sorry?
Read down.
Read down. But you can see what is the objective of the article. So I think that is the most important for me.
Okay, streaking is the word.
Streaking.
I will write it down here. Streaking. So you can write it down too.
Thank you.
That was, you were asking, llamativo.
Thank you, Miss.
No problem. Okay, perfect. And did you have the chance to make an article or a research?
Yes. After my internship in my university, they tell us that we have to do we have options. We can do a clinical case, and we can about some occupation that we have seen the internship will be, and another will be research work. Is that correct? Trabajo de
Yes.
investigación.
Yes.
And this, like because this is more more trabajoso. I don't know how to say more.
It's a hard work to do for that part.
We can do with a partner. So I did research work with a partner, and we did about the COVID-19, the fourth wave of COVID-19 in the hospital that we were. We took well, we looking for many how can I say historias clínicas.
Okay, clinical histories.
Yes, clinical history. So we have to look for one for one, looking for many data.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to see the maybe separate this by sex, by age, by underlying disease. And if they what was the final destiny? If they improved? Destiny, sorry. If they improved or they died, or if they were referenced to another hospital. So those were our variables. Variables. Thank you. And well, it was hard to look one for one, but I think the worst part of the job was the format of the. I think that I don't like. I really don't like do that in my. But I think it's important. Yes, we have to do this kind of. Today we see. I don't remember the name. Tortas, tablas.
Pie charts.
Pie charts. Yes, we have to do this. In my university, they demand us that we have to do in Vancouver format.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't like, but yes, we had some classes before internship to do this, so we have to review that. And to tell you the truth, at final we have a few times, so to how can I say entregar
to give or to the time was set to
okay. To give the job. So we were doing this, but at the final we look for someone to help us to put it in Vancouver format, because we wouldn't finish, I think. But he helped us a lot. So I think, but
it's really difficult, right?
Yes.
But we will use it a lot after every single research we will make. So I suggest to you that you can study or maybe watch videos on YouTube. That's the way I did it, because I didn't remember. I never did it until this postgrad. So it was hard for me.
Yes. And to do postgrad, I think that we have to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it's more specific than at the university.
Yes, I
so think. And it's worst because it's like people is supposed that you already did it. You have experience in that cases, so you have to. And it would be better if you know everything, but no, you don't.
Yes, it's a lot. I think I don't know. I get stressed. I think too, because everything I don't like, but
Yeah.
It's great to learn.
Yeah, but I really suggest that you can watch the videos on YouTube. That's why I understand on an easy way, and it was good. Thank God it was good.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, practice. You will. It's better that you learn when you don't have the pressure to do it.
I think yes.
After this, if you're under pressure, you won't understand anything, and it will drive you more stress.
Yes,
Right?
I think it's, I don't know how to say desesperante.
Yeah. Let me forget those words too. Yes, that's right. Okay. Well, I'm looking for this word. What do you think it makes a good presentation, in your opinion? For example, loudness of voice, maybe eye contact with the audience, maybe being organized, visual aids, body language. What do you think it's important to make a
First,
good?
I think we have to be sure about we are talking. We have to know about the main topic, I think, because if you don't know, if you don't know about the topic, you are going to be bad. So you have to be sure about this. And if you are sure about this, you can a good loudness voice, I think. El tono de voz, is that correct?
Yes, the
Yes,
loudness of voice. Yeah.
loudness voice and the eye contact. So you have to be sure first of all. And you have to practice in this because many people have like pánico escénico. I don't know.
Scenery panic.
Sorry, miss?
Scenery panic.
Scenery panic. Yes, and we have to practice our oratoria, I think. I don't know how to say.
Oratory.
Oratory, because sometimes we have these muletillas. I don't know how to say in English. And we repeat the same word, or maybe we start. Sorry, miss?
Fillers.
Fillers. Fillers, that's muletillas.
Yes.
Thank you, miss.
What was the word I was looking for?
I don't remember.
No. No. What happened with us? Okay. Okay, that's a good thing, Carlita. Remember, tomorrow you won't have classes with me. You can rest, okay? And don't forget to make your practices, please, until Sunday.
Okay.
Okay? And if you have any question, you can tell me anytime.
On Monday is our final test, right?
Yes, on Monday is our final test, okay?
Okay, miss, thank you.
So prepare yourself.
It's our last class practice.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's our last.
I have a question in the publicidad. How can I say that? In the publicity of this course, say that we can have a certificate.
Yes.
Yes. So we have to talk with the, I don't know, with the página.
No, on the group, we have the coordinator, Alison. Okay. So after the test on the next day, I'll send everything. So your data will be complete. You can talk with them, you can speak with them, and she will tell you what is the procedure.
Okay. Thank you, miss.
Okay, no worries. Have a great night. I hope you feel better. Okay.
Thank you, Miss Aaron. Thank you for the patience. I think
Patience.
yeah, my speaking is I think the words.
But you have to still working on that because you make yourself understand. It's better if you practice listening to in a way that you can understand better and faster and answer in the same way. Okay.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Thank you, Carlita. See you on Monday. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Hi, Vale. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Hi.
Hi, Vale. When you read a research article, which section do you read and why?
I read the abstract, because it tells us what the article is about, what type of methodology or something that they use, what are we going to expect to read in the article.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And what do you think it makes a good presentation? Loudness of voice, eye contact with the audience, maybe good slides or body language. What do you think it's important to make a presentation?
I think to have a very visual presentation, a good presentation, and to have confidence. So your body language will be more to be confident about what are you saying and to do eye contact with the people. It's important.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So what do you do in your cases? How do you make a presentation?
What do you mean, like a presentation?
Yes, like when you have to make a presentation. What things do you take into consideration?
Well, first to synthesize the information, to put the essential things in the presentation, and if it's the presentation in group, to distribute, right? And if I'm doing it alone, so to practice the body language, like what we were saying, and to have a lot of knowledge of the subject that we're talking about.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Well, and can you present the pages with all the details we already saw?
I'm sorry?
Can you present a page with all the details we already saw?
Okay. So this is Carla. She's 13 years old. She's presenting pneumonia. Last night she had an attack.
What did she has?
I forgot it. Como
an attack?
Like a stroke. Last night she had a stroke, and she's recovering from that, and she complains that she's having chest pain, and what else? And a lot of cough at night. Our examination, we already examined her, and she have I don't know how to say, como
tachycardia. Okay.
Card. Yeah. And what else? We ordered a neck. Ordered ECG. ECG is right. No, ECG.
Yes.
So we're waiting for the results.
Okay, but you forgot about the social presentation or social history, I'm sorry. And those things.
Social history. She's 13 years old, so he's single and live with his parents. And she lives with his parents.
Okay. Okay, and when you remember we were watching the section and you have the social history, the physical examination, you have the diagnose, you have the treatment, and like the evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are you missing?
The treatment?
Yeah.
We gave the patient, I don't know what, salbutamol, a therapy with salbutamol.
Okay, perfect. And what else do you think? Do you think when you make a presentation, you already make practices with the patient?
No,
Not yet.
next year. Next year.
Okay, you have to practice with all those stuff that you learned.
With those sections.
Yes, that's why you don't have to forget. First of all, but you already feel the medical history, right?
No.
Not yet? In semiology, no?
Next
Okay.
year also.
Okay.
I'm third year.
Oh, okay. Then you will see the anamnesia. In there you will find out personal details and social history, family history, medical history, and then the signs and symptoms, the examination. You will see the diagnose, you will see the treatment. Yeah, you have to manage those things because you won't be able to forget about any one of them. It depends on one detail that your patient have something.
And I forgot to say it or something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Vale. Remember tomorrow we will have we won't have the practical class because of today. And make your practices, okay?
I have a question. That the second one is as long as the first one. Okay, yesterday I opened it accidentally. I thought it was very short, and I had an exam coming up, and I was like, oh my god, if I close it, I don't know if I can close it. So I did it very fast, but I finished. I did great, but the second one is as long as the first one, or not?
Yeah, I think, but no worries. You already sent it, right?
Yes, I sent the first one. I'm missing just the second
one. Okay, no problem. Okay, but try to make with calm.
Yes,
what you're doing, because it will help you a lot, especially remembering everything we already saw. So I suggest you to open your book too and read, make your practice, make your practice, because it's almost the same that we were watching on the classes, okay?
And the exam, at what time was it, on Monday?
8 p.m. Bolivian hour. Okay?
Yes, I will write it down. Okay.
Okay, Vale. And then it was such a pleasure to meet you, and well, see you on Monday.
Yeah, see you Monday.
Have a great night. See you.
Good night. Bye. Wait, the question.
I'm sorry. Yeah. forgetting about that. Thank you. Okay. We
Okay.
both were surprised.
Bueno, take care. Nice to meet you.
You too, Vale. Just one more.
Okay.
The second part, and I'll let you rest. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Hi, Ale. Good evening again.
Hey, teacher, good evening.
Hi. Okay, Ale, when you read a research article, which section do you read first and why?
Result. Well, first, the kind of the article.
Okay.
Because I don't know very well this, because anybody teach me, and I try to learn, but I don't have enough information. The kind of the article, we have article that have most I don't know who say this. The results are more important than other kind of articles. For example, meta-analysis, or system, and also have most powerful result than I don't know case articles about just one case.
Okay. Do you mean that you find better an article with a research comparison?
Yeah, yes.
Than just one case?
Yes, we have articles that is very close. For example, skin lesions in patients with a COVID in one patient at Oberos Hospital.
Okay,
it's just one kind of lesson, specifically lesson, but it's just one.
Yes.
If we compare with system or meta-analysis, is around 3,000 patients.
Okay.
And that's a lot, and we can see the difference.
To make it viable, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In my case, that's the first. I see that first. Later, I go directly to the results, and I see the structure, because sometimes each article have different structures for the result. And if it's okay, I read all the articles.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Everyone has its kind of way, or way better to read some articles or to make research. So that's a good thing. And what do you think makes a good presentation, in your opinion? Maybe the loudness of voice, the body language, visual aids, use of emphasizing and pausing. What do you think?
Okay, I don't read a lot of about cases or presentation of a patient, but we have to do the presentation to the patient when the patient ingress to a service. We start with the age.
Okay.
If the patient have backgrounds or for a social, familiar, or some diseases. If have a treatment about the background or the antecedent. Later, the causes of consulting, the history of consulting, the physical exam, and we just say the positive part, because the physical exam is too long. if the patient have a stomachache, we can say in details about abdomen, because the rest is not really important.
Okay.
And later, if the patient have complementary exams like laboratory or X-ray or ecography, and what's the conclusion or the result about that, and with all that things, the diagnosis that we think and how we can treat the disease. The disease.
Okay. And about the person who is presenting, in this case, the doctor, what do you think it will make a good presentation? Besides these specific things that you said must to go on slides, right?
Sorry, teacher, I didn't listen the last part.
Sorry. What do you think makes a good presentation personally? I mean, about the doctor who is making the presentation. The loudness of voice, that's why I was putting on some examples. Maybe the body language, because it's not the same a person who speaks with the hands on the pocket. Maybe another one will walk around the scenery. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think it's important on the presentation?
Okay. Maybe, no, maybe. I'm sure that the people, the person, if it's doctor or nurses or the person that present the case, have to speak loud, but not loud, but clear, and everybody have to listen, because sometimes speaks and I can listen and I don't have the information.
Yes, you don't understand, you get distracted.
Yes. Sometimes if we have different or kind for presentation. Sometimes the people walk when they have to say an extra or a little bit of information, and that's good because you can you maintain your attention. But sometimes when you don't have to add anything, you can stay. But your presentation, it's a very important part, because if have a good structure, you can learn, you can read, and you can understand the topic. Because sometimes the presentation have a lot of things and you lost.
Yes, that's right.
And in other kind of situations, you see more a lot of things, and you just you don't see the presentation.
Yeah, it's full, right?
Yes. The visual part is important.
Yeah.
The visual part and the kind of information.
Perfect. It has to be punctual. And
oh yes, that's very important. In our country, that's really that's not normal, but
yeah,
we have to change that. The Bolivian hour.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, can you present your patient with all the details we already saw? Remember? Not all of them, but most of them.
Okay. I can try. Patient, 16 years old, or no, 25 years old, without backgrounds of important background, without backgrounds. Okay, I forget.
No worries.
Coming to our service with chest pain.
Okay.
In the chest pain with 2 hours of evolution, characterized for
Characterized by
flooding.
What do you want to say?
Dolor punzátil.
Okay. Okay.
At chest, at the thorax or chest, with a medium intensity.
Okay.
Have a irradiation to the mandible and the right arm. Without, no, yes, the characterized for a sudden pain.
Characterized, sorry.
Okay, characterized sudden pain to the physical exam. Okay, this is so complicated.
Just the most relevant things.
In this patient, vital signs, the pressure, maybe 140.
Okay.
140 to 90.
Okay.
And the rest is not normal, but is
stable.
How we can say dentro de parámetros normales o de parámetros conservados.
Under normal parameters.
Okay, the rest under normal parameters. The patient had electrocardiogram with all normal.
Okay, then you can give the diagnosis and the treatment.
Okay, for the diagnosis, we can say the angina. The treatment can be something for the pain, like I don't know, paracetamol.
Okay.
Maybe other kind of laboratory to see the cholesterol because that can have a reason for the pain.
Okay, that's good because you apply most of the section that we already saw. Ale, remember tomorrow we don't have classes with you because of today. And we will see you on Monday. Remember to make your practices too, please. It will help you if you open your book and maybe make comparisons. You will studying at the same time, and you will be ready for Monday. Okay.
Okay, teacher. I send you the screen of the questionnaires, or
if you want, just to make sure that you send. If you want, you can send the screen. But anyways, it will be on my drive, so no worries.
Okay, teacher.
As soon as it says sent, already sent, or something like that, it will be sent. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Ali. See you on Monday then. Have a great weekend.
Okay, teacher. See you on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Take care. Bye-bye, Ali.
Bye, teacher.